Welcome back to Taco Bowler Gaming. My name is Taco Bowler, and it is the 1.30 Emperor update to Europa Universalis 4. It is right over here. We have the Emperor update. Yay! It is launch day for me, so I have not had a chance to play around with this. This is my first time really messing with it, although I have watched a couple of streams from it. But you can see there's a ton more tags here. Just a whole mess here in the HRE, so that should be fun to navigate. We are going to start today with a campaign that I'm hoping is going to be a Switzerlake campaign when it's all said and done. But there is a new tag that is over here called the 3 Leagues right here. And if you look at Switzerland's ideas right now, I think this is new in the patch, it may not be, are very heavily on mercenaries. So you see mercenary, it is infantry combat ability and discipline as the ambition at the end. But then you have mercenary stuff, tolerance of heretics, so no Catholics, right? This is for like going Protestant and stuff like that. Stability cost, sure. Fort maintenance, development, that's good. All that is good. Yearly prestige, production efficiency. That's all good. The 3 Leagues, however, starts with taxes and discipline plus 5. Starts. And then it gets relations, it gets spy detection, and tolerance of the true faith. So we're going to convert everything to Catholics. Diplo reputation, morale of armies is in there. And then construction cost, sure. Provincial trade power, that's nice. And liberty desire from subjects development. And then if you look in here, it's infantry combat ability plus 15 for the ambition. This is a very good military set of ideas, and it is headed for vassals, which is my style of play anyway. A liberty desire from subject development, diplomatic relations, diplomatic reputation, all that is vassal play. That seems like my cup of tea. The culture of this is supposed to be, if I can find culture, there it is. It is Swiss. It is Swiss culture. And so my hope is that I can form, I think I can form Switzerland. And so I'm going to try and form Switzerland and keep these ideas. Allsbo HD says I can, so I'm going to trust him to be there. And so I'm going to start here. I'm going to get these great military ideas, form Switzerland, and then hopefully I can still get Switzerlake achievement. It's not one that you have to start as Switzerland. The wiki says just playing as Switzerland. I did load the game up as 3 Leagues, and it wasn't in the list of achievements that I could get. But there are still a few achievements that I could get and go for, particularly with Hegemony. If I wanted to just go ahead and play this game all the way through to the end, I could get the Hegemony achievement, still get the secondary achievement for this campaign, which would require me to lose the Republic. But it would be to become the Emperor and have the Papal State as a elector. That's kind of the secondary achievement. I also could maybe go all the way over here, culture shift and form France, and then get the one for that. All that's on the table, although I'd like to play France at some point, so that probably won't be. But at the very least, I can get the Hegemon one and try and play around with that and play around with the mechanics of the Empire. So that is our goal. We're going to play through for a while, try and form Switzerland, try and get a power base, switch over to monarchy, try and get the emperorship, and hopefully we can get Switzerlake and Holiest Roman Empire. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. It will be Iron Man. It's going to be 1.30. I always try and tell myself where that is, and I will be right back when it starts. Okay, we are started up, and we have the Republic of the 3 Leagues. This is the generic stuff here. Doesn't seem to be anything interesting for me. Our religion, we are Catholic, as is pretty much everyone in Europe. We're going to remain Catholic. unless we decide to lose the secondary goal of the campaign. Our government is a republic. We elect our rulers from 3 candidates. Seems to be a generic republic. So not the Milan special ones or anything like that. And we are in the Holy Roman Empire, which has changed a lot. So that is kind of interesting. We'll see how that affects our gameplay. I've seen, most of the streams I've seen have been Austria, right? Have been the Emperor in dealing with the new imperial incidents. I have been watching one as Brandenburg. So we'll see what it's really like as someone who is not the Emperor. I really would like an alliance with Austria, but that does not seem to be possible. Okay. Let me see if I can get anyone to be an ally. There is one ally, and that is a great ally to have. Yes, Milan, please, and thank you for being an ally. Alright. Who was close? Ravensburg. Oh, it's lights up. That's nice. Württemberg is close. They might be a good ally. I can have 4. Yeah, Württemberg, I would like to be friends. I will improve my relations with you. Let's set our merchants. They did not set them for us. Now, the trade was changed a lot. We have an entire new trade node, it looks like, here in the Rhineland. Hearts of Iron 4 in me is going, yikes. They've completely changed up. Valencia is now a trade node over here, and Genoa is smaller, and therefore more powerful, honestly. Champagne, interesting. Champagne can be transferred down to Genoa. I don't know if that had always been the case, but that is now a thing. So that seems to be the only 2 new trade nodes. Although I think Pest is a new node. I think it was like Kiev. Yeah, Kiev was over here. So some of these are perhaps new. They've completely dressed that up. And also trade company regions. Everything is now a trade region. So I don't know actually how far away you have to go. They said that you can create a trade company in everything that's not in your region. I assumed that was continent. But I could be wrong. But certainly I can create trade companies over here. But if I'm doing a Switzerlake, I won't be going that far. So that is interesting here. We can certainly collect from trade with 1 here, and then it doesn't look like I have that much power anywhere else. As in, like, I have no power anywhere else. But let's at least transfer from here just so they're doing something. The merchant himself will give some amount of trade power. So I have no centers of trade. That would be something I would want to change. So this becomes a target. Center trade in Wien and center trade in Rhineland over here. So we'll see if we can get anywhere with any of that. Let's see. I have 1, 2 potential allies. Let's see if there's anyone else who's close that makes much sense, who's big. Baden is at least a couple of provinces. I don't think there's anyone else that makes much sense. We will try and get Baden to like us. Although, let's check out our rivals. Obviously, Switzerland itself. Oh, this is new. They view us as the rivals. Okay. I like it. Nice and clean. Switzerland has a lot bigger army than us, but that will change here in a moment. Let's go ahead and rival Switzerland, and let's rival Brabants. And sure will rival. Well, who will Austria ally? That's a question here. Siena and Constance, which I'm assuming is one of the new nations over here. So let's see. Württemberg, you're allied with Rothensburg, and you have not rivaled anyone here. They are rivaling Constance. Okay, so Austria has actually allied Constance. That's a problem. And they're a free city. That's another problem. Are you a free city? No, you're a good old-fashioned person here. All right. So I cannot afford. There is no way I can afford this cav. Let's get rid of that. I like this new Allow Friendly Armies button. That's nice. We will get 3. Get up to force limit. I do have a fort in my capital. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off just for some money, because I don't believe I really have that much money, so I can't even afford an advisor. So this is a question here. Oh my goodness! Not only do we have the ambition, for plus 5% discipline, our first ruler has strict for plus 5% discipline. We have 110% discipline right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think leaving no focus makes some sense right now. 9 and 8, we can get diplomatic. If I wish I could tell it to like take all the focus away from diplomatic, none away from military, to get to administrative. I don't need that much diplomatic power. I would like more administrative power without costing military, because I would like to get military technology. We'll go ahead and still do this, but it pains me. Oh, we have that stuff we need to look at as well. We do need a general, and I can't steal it from the nobility anymore. So, let's see. So they're happy, but it's going to drift toward an equilibrium of 38.70, which would make them angry. So we need higher prestige and give them more land. Okay. They are 34, and they are 42. As long as it stays above 30. Okay, so it's just 30. So they currently will be fine. What do we currently own? Where are we? 30% is controlled by us, and that is fine. At 40% to 20%, we have penalties. Yeah. So I am going to not worry about this. Let's go ahead and take a look at privileges and see what they do. Governing capacity, we have plenty of governing capacity. Monthly administrative power plus 1. I lose crown land. Okay. Missionary maintenance cost is in here. Okay. I don't know what this is. The clergy loyalty changes by 10. No other thing. That's not good. Okay. So that is certainly something we could do, but we need to keep the Crown Land going for a little while. We don't really need that much maximum absolutism. That's not really a problem. We have to have better army tradition for that. National tax modifier, but manpower goes up. That's interesting. Clergy loyalty equilibrium, burgher loyalty equilibrium, and nobility loyalty goes up. That could be nice. Supremacy over the council. Okay, so burghers. Seems the same kind of deal. Now let me quickly do mathematics. This is monthly power. So monthly diplomatic power, monthly administrative power, monthly... If you have the monthly power going, it was 150 points, or even 200 if you got it up, but most of us 150 points for 20 years, every 20 years. In 20 years, there's 240 months. So this is actually more power that we can get from our estates. We just have to manage them. So right now, there's a possibility we could lose land. Or lose, we could get rebels. We would have to siege land, and then do this. The land controlled by our estates changes. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're at 30. It's supposed to go up to 34.4, which is fine. And it'll be at 25. So we're going to hit this. Nobility, loyalty, equilibrium goes down. That'll make it base lower. But their amount goes up. So it should help. Now the national tax modifier goes down, which is not great. But for now, I think it's okay. And then we will... Oh, we can get more. Okay. And now we will summon the Diet. Or the Diet. And all estates gain 5 loyalty. And all estates will gain 5 influence. Okay. And so now we have the agenda of the Diet. The estates of the 3 leagues have promised agendas for the summoned Diet. Favoring one of the estates here could have large benefits in the long term. Clergy bemoan the poor regard the Pope has for our nation. They call for us to reaffirm our standing as good Christians by solidifying our relations with Rome. The nobility have been casting a jealous eye on Tyrol, an area they claim would make a fine addition to our nation. They call for a military campaign to secure part of it for ourselves. And the burghers request that we invest in the prosperity of the city of Elans. Is that one of my things here? Okay. So the nobility want at least one province in the Tyrol area owned by the 3 leagues. So that used to be a province. Now it is not. The area of the Tyrol. So if we can get our hands on Brenegs here, that is doable. Okay. But I think there are others that are more easily doable. For sure doable, right? Base production of at least 4. So I think that the easiest is probably to get the Papal State opinion of me up. Or to do the base thing. We can spend money for the courier. We don't have anything to... I guess we could spend our papal influence on this. Our current papal influence goes up by 0.56. It would go up by +1 for 15 years. Or until, 1459. I don't know which one. There are some good things in here. What is proclaim holy? Okay, so that's just, the manpower recovery, that's good. Diplo rep, mercantilism, stability, those are just straight up power, straight up monarch points. Yearly prestige, yearly inflation reduction. Like, I am big on Catholicism. You can be working these. Now, they did lose one here. But you can be working these things. You can have, at the same time, when you get really going in papal influence with a whole bunch of cardinals in late game, you can have national tax modifier +15, and manpower recovery +15, and diplomatic reputation +1, and yearly prestige +1, and yearly inflation reduction, and all that, and then get a stability or a mercantile. Like, you can get all of this stuff for free. Catholicism, you have to grow it. You have to really milk it and really do stuff with it, but Catholicism is crazy, crazy good in the late game. In the early game, not as much, and that's why people don't like it so much, is because they don't stay Catholic long enough to really do it. But you play as Castile, you stay Catholic, it's there. That said, I think this time I'm just going to go with the nice, easy one and gain the 8.05 ducats. So we're going to go with the proposal of the burghers. So, now I have a CB on these guys. What I think I'm going to do is I can beat these guys. Right now, I can beat them. I am going to... I really like the discipline guy, but right now we're just going to make my general... actually, no, we don't want to do that. We're going to do that, and if they don't have any allies by the time that our situation would come under play, then so the base production of at least 4, that's just 2 clicks, right? It can be almost done right now. So it would be development costs, and it can be done right now. There you go. We've fulfilled the die A. You complete the estate agenda, increase production in Ilance, giving you the following benefits. The burghers are more loyal, and I gain 8 ducats. There you go. So now the burghers are back to 45. The clergy are going to go up to 38. The nobility are going to go down to 31. That is, notable. And the burghers are going down to about 42. So that is what it is. So hopefully we can get these, going, and we'll eventually siege some more land and try and get the other ones. But that monarch power, that's big. So I wasn't too much of a fan of the way that the estates were changed, but I kind of am now. So we have our people here. Let's see, does this give me any power in Wien? Yeah, I have 1% power. We're moving 0.10 to Wien, and we have 0.41 ducats there. All right, so it's December. What? All right, so they are allied to Savoy. That's going to affect things, and their independence is guaranteed by Switzerland. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon, is it? Which is fine. Okay, so Württemberg will accept the alliance. Let us go ahead and get that alliance. And so now the question becomes, what do I do? We're trying to get Baden. Do I go for a claim here? Right now, I mean, I can still fight Switzerland and Savoy if I have all of my allies, so I would have to wait for a little while, which isn't that big of a deal. Let's look at our missions. Our missions, I assumed, were just normal. So this is one thing. If you have subjects, you can look at your subjects' mission trees. It seems squished over here, like there's supposed to be a 5th tree down there. Force limit, trust for the allies, high income. Global dominance. Trade 3 leagues is the strongest trade power in Rhineland, and Rhineland is the highest value node in the world. Okay. Faith Spastilia. Defender of the Faith. Okay. Excuse me. Relations with Emperor. If Austria's opinion is at least 120, we get stuff. Now this, the capital has to be there, have all of this stuff. This is nice. Yearly Republican tradition for 30 years. Okay. So Baden, how far away are you? Because I would like to do some other things here. We're a ways away. Now we can't Royal Marry, of course. Now the question is, do I drill? Or do I think I do. I think I drill. The other one would have been to get some money by lowering my maintenance, but I think I just drill. But we are going to complete our last regiment here. We are getting 0.08 ducats a month, but that will change because of land maintenance modifier. And like, we now have morale of armies of +5. Like, we are crazy powerful in terms of army and things. And we can raise war taxes at 2 per month until the war, from the moment the war is called until it is canceled. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and click that on. So as long as we're not at war, we should be fine. And yeah, let's go ahead and get Baden as an ally, and then I will call it for this episode. There we go. So I do think that we want to be working toward making the Emperor like us. So that is what our other missionary will be doing. We're going to try and get to 128, and that should be doable. And we'll be headed for a pretty standard EU4 HRE run. I know that my first 2 games here, Bohemia and 3 leagues here, were inside the HRE, and that wasn't... it's not the most fun start, but it should be a good finish. So I've been Taco Bowler Gaming. Please do hit like and comment down below, as this is the start of a brand new series, and on the left you should see a new video that YouTube thinks you might like. On the right you should see this playlist, and hopefully that will be going further. So I have been Taco Bowler Gaming, and I will see you next time.